This is how I would teach and how I actually teach the circus card trick. The first thing is you can let the spectator shuffle the cards how much they want, in whichever way they want. It's not very important. The only important thing is when you get the cards back, you have to pick the bottom card. You can do that in a number of ways. You can just look at it while they are distracted, or give an overhand shuffle and look at it in that way, or when you're turning it back, or give a riffle shuffle and look at it, whatever. The only important thing is you remember this card. In this case it's the 8 of hearts. Then you ask them to pick a card, any card, and it's actually a free selection. You don't have to force anything. It's funny because you might think that if they take the last card it could be a problem, but it's not. You just know the cards they picked even before you have to do anything, and that's even better. That's just more impossible. So let's say they pick this card right here. In this case, the Queen of Spades. What you have to do is to put this card in the middle of the deck. But it's very important that you do not just push it in. That would ruin your trick. What you have to do is to cut the cards and then put it in the middle in this way. It's important that you do that because you want to place your key card, the bottom card, that in this case is the 8 of hearts, on top of their selection. I usually do it with a swing cut. I ask them to put the card back and then I put it on top, but you can just do a table cut, so the selection goes right there, and I complete the cut. What's funny is that some people might think that giving cuts to the deck could ruin this, but it cannot, because the worst thing that could happen is that your key card is last, and that only means that their selection is first. In all the other cases, it's just right there in the middle of the deck. So what you want to do now is to start dealing the cards on the table. You do not want to deal them this way, or I mean you can, but it will be reversed. If you do it this way, you know that their selection is the card right after your key card. If you do it face up, it would be the card before. So you start dealing the cards, and it's very important that you say how impossible this is, how they put the card back in the middle of the deck, they shuffled beforehand, you did not see it, you did not look at it, and that you will still try to find this card. What's cool is that you can even put it as a game, as a bet. You can say, I will find this card and I can even bet money on it, or a drink, or anything. And while you're dealing card, you're just keeping your eyes on the cards even while you talk, because you're trying to find that sweet 8 of hearts that I did not pass here. So when you see your key card, you need to be careful not to make it apparent that you care about it. You just keep dealing, and remember the card after your key card, so in this case the Queen of Spades, it's their selection. You do not stop there. You could, but the trick is to this way. You keep going, you make a mess out of things, and a few cards after you stop. What I like to do is to say, the next card I will turn over, it's yours. I gesture with this card in my hand without showing it to them, because then they would know that it's the wrong card. I just gesture, and they believe I just messed up because their selection is right here, but they still do not know what card this one is. So there is a bit of, maybe there is a double or something. When they accept this, when they understand, I just put it back and go to turn over their selection. That's how the basic routine is. After I teach this is actually the trick I like to teach to anyone that asks me about magic. I tell them that is the basic way, that is very cool, but being an expert magician, I can do something more. I will ask them to choose a card, any card. It's actually a free selection. They can look at it and show it around. And now they know how the circus trick works. And I specify that I'm not looking at the bottom card. They can even shuffle it. They can even put it in the middle. They can stare in my face to see that I'm not looking at the cards. I'm just maybe mixing the deck a bit. But they can ask me to cut the cards or shuffle them however they want. And so let's say they might believe I saw that card, I will put it away if they ask for it, or even if they don't. So this is the card. I will actually put it right in the middle of the deck, right here. I'm not keeping breaks. There is nothing coming out of the deck. I can give this card a shuffle. They can give this card a shuffle, even a riffle shuffle. That feels way fuller than anything else. Now they know not to trust cats, but I will still give a cat. And now, the beautiful thing is, I will try to find the card without even turning the cards. I will just try to get a feel for it, to know when to stop, to understand the card just by its feeling. And that is something that is a big difference between a magician and a layperson.